Guys, this is the last one virtual tour. So this is just the oven and the safety bay itself. So we've already gone out to Steep Point. So I'm heading back from Steep Point to the oven, which is on the would be now to the left hand side, but the eastern side of the, well, it depends which way you face it, but this is the west side of the island. So the point. So because there's really the easterly winds are terrible up there. So they're blowing really well. You would want to fish the other side, the eastern side. So everyone fishes down here at the oven. They actually even have special made rod holders built into the limestone rock that you set your rods up in. As I mentioned in the last video, if you didn't hear me, there are campsites that are here that are booked. Here they are. So they're the toilets, and there are a few campsites that are numbered. So you have to actually go on the website, Parks website, and book the spots to be able to come down and stay in those spots and fish those spots. Otherwise, it'd be a bit rude to try and just show up out of the blue and try and take the spot. Not to mention coming out here, if you're going to fish off Steep Point, as you can see, I'm standing right on the edge of the cliff point where the guys are fishing, just to look and have a chat about what's been going on. As you can see, that's to the left, it's more of, but down there was actually, I saw a shark when I first rocked up, nice big one, about man size. And there are a couple of lads who are fishing out there, but you can see the rod holder right there on my right hand side just before it disappeared. So you stick your rods in there, and they have you can just see them, they're sort of colours just out there in the ocean, and they got their kites or balloons flying, and they have their lines running out there with their lures, hoping to catch some of the big fish that come through. The guys have been there the last day or so. As you can see, that's the setup. Sorry for my hand, got in the way. But those are the campsites, so you have to have them booked. They're the rod holders. That's just some of the view to the left of the oven. This is just down from where I was standing. I mainly took this picture because there was actually fish. They kept swimming around, but they were really hard to see unless you had the polarized sunglasses on. That's a view to the right where a lot of the setups occur. That's a view out of the ocean where some of the kites you can see just are floating. This is where there's a school of fish that are swimming. See where I'm pointing. It's very hard to see, but you see a flash of silver every now and again. There's actually a big bowl of fish just above that flash of silver being chased around. Yes, you can just see that silver every now and again of whatever's chasing the fish that are down there. But the fact that you can see them from about 150 metres out, they look like a nice school of bigger sized fish. I was tempted just to jump right in and try and see what they were, but I didn't want to be rude to the lads that were there fishing that had booked the spot. But if you do come out here to fish that area, you can often, if you look carefully, you often see them. The coloration move through that area. You'll notice, see how I point, sometimes you can see those rocks, the coloration moves. That's actually a fish school. It's hard to see unless you have the polarized sunnies on. But yeah, if you come out here, you've got to come out here set up. So you've got the floats, the balloons or the kites to take your lures past those rocks over the other side to be able to fish. And not to mention, then you've got to reel it in and deal with the sharks that pop up and try and take your fish off you. Not to mention the fact that you got to then reel up about 150 metres off the cliff face and hopefully not lose it. Now this is a track back from the oven. I've cut a fair bit out, but I do try and deviate off a few times to the left just to show you like the beautiful scenery, especially here. You can see that beautiful bay along here, the turquoise water, like one of these, I just detoured down this one. A lot of people have actually gone, because I go down here and I stop, because this is firm at the moment. And then I come down here to have a nice look. You can see it looks beautiful, the scenery and the beach. but you can see it looks quite soft in front of me. So I actually get out and walk and have a look, and it's actually really soft. You can see people are four-wheel drive up and down there, but it would have taken a bit to get around and get out of there, so I decided that's not a smart idea. Not to mention, they did mention turtles were laying on the beach, and you weren't supposed to be four-wheel driving on beaches, so I don't want to do that to the poor old turtles either. So you get back on the road, and so the inland route on this side is not as bad, not as ruddy, a little more sandy, so it's a little easier drive. Not to mention you do get that view, but you can see the camera wobble, so you get an idea of the amount of rocky, uncomfortable, unpleasant portion of the trip is. I recommended we took a 20-litre jerry can with me just for precautionary measures. I have a 70-litre tank, and I think I would have made it back out with because of the fact that they'd smoothed it out. But I recommend, if you don't have as big a tank or you chew a lot of fuel when you're off-roading, just to take that as a precaution. I managed to get, with my 20-litre jerry and a full tank, from Denham out to Steep, all the way through this area, and then back down to Geraldton before I had to fuel up. So that's something to keep in mind. So this is getting towards Shelter Bay area. So this is another one of the little inlets. Like, there's a few of them that you can duck into to view, but most of these are all marked bays that say they indicate numbered and they're named. So you are supposed to book them. There is a ranger station you pass on your way out. And, yeah, this is just a view. I bring the car down here just to pan so you guys can see. Like, it is just a beautiful water, that turquoise colour, then leading out into the deep blue section. It's a few hundred metres past that, and then the nice beach face. So I just saw a couple of nice shots of that scenery as you go along. Was really nice. So yeah, here we're back on the corrugation. So this is what you got to put up with. So it gives you an idea, really, and that's the point of it. Is if you haven't been, hopefully both these videos give you an idea of what to expect coming out here, what to be prepared for. The campsites, the toilet facilities are good there. Making sure you book your thing, making sure you have your National Parks pass. It's always a good idea to check in with the ranger on your way in, just to let them know you're there, because they mark you off to say that you've arrived, and to make sure there's no issues. Say if someone else comes in and is in your spot or something like that, if someone didn't book it or know to book it. And they're all nicely spaced apart. So you have, I think it was about 500 metres between us and the next person that was camped up on the beach. So you've got a lot of space to yourself to camp, and you're on that side where there's a little or less wind. There's still some wind, but there's a lot less of it. And we were able to do some fishing there while we were there as well. So the journey there, this is getting closer to that whole bay, and it's just another one of the little shots that I take. So technically there's a rope section part of there, but it's big enough to drive through if you wanted to. But as I mentioned, the ranger did say it's turtle laying season, and I didn't want to drive through the gap and drive onto the beach for that reason. But I thought it's just a beautiful view, and if it wasn't, it'd be nice to be able to drive along and have a good view. But then again, you're also driving through other people who had set up their camp, and I think that's kind of a little bit rude. You don't really want, if it was you camping, you would want someone driving past you, spoiling your nice, peaceful, quiet camping spot along the road. So yeah, the journey back isn't as long or as arduous as going in and up the eastern side. This is just sped up coming back down. But Yeah, I really, it's worth, if you're going out there, it's worth the trip, regardless of this corrugation issue. And if you're fortunate enough, they do um, grade the road for that building area for the useless loop part, and you're only really, hopefully, only going to have to pull out with it for the national park and the West River Drive. If you want, make sure you go check out the Steep Point video. So this is where we get to set up. Oh no, sorry, this is not. I just come down to a place that's I'll go. Old mate's down there in his camping chair fishing on the beach, just like that. But I just wanted to show you that's the Shelter Bay area. That's the top end, and this is another one, another entry point. Another campsite. It's always abandoned. I didn't go onto the beach. I just wanted to come down here, like down onto the beach, as in further down than your campsites allow. So you can come in like this, where I've come in the entry and the exit points, just to give you a bit of a view of that scenery. Because experiencing it and seeing it as you drive along is amazing. And you don't quite get to see it in the video because of the way the camera's positioned. So it's nice to be able to take you down and let you have a look at it as well, every now and again. So I like to be able to do this. This is the actual where we camped. This is our spot. So this is that whole section of beach that we have, right up to where that curls. That curls is at where Dirt Hog Island starts. This is directly out in front of where we all camped. This is the little section of beach that we had. A little off to the right there is the sandy patch. And just down there, way off in the camera view, Southern Guide, that's the next camping bay. So you can see there's a lot of distance. So that's the little spot we had. And you can see how close it is to the water. And just a couple of shots of the area. So that's our view looking out, and that's what you wake up to. Nice quiet beach. And I managed to catch quite a few fish just throwing a line in near the reef section and off to the left and right, and they're catching all different sorts. And I think since guys, that's me fishing down the front, one of the guys identified this fish for me because I wasn't sure what it was. I've never seen one before. It's rather small, so I let it go back. Everything we caught, we let go back. I'd rather release them and then just enjoy the place. But thanks for listening, and thanks for enjoying the Shark Bay journey with us. And I hope you guys got something out of it as we did. And until next time, lines.